And so, just to carry on the conversation, Steve, I wanted to talk about your concept of portfolio careers. You've, of course, researched this topic and written about it a couple of years ago, when even today, most people in the sector, or even generally, are sort of coming to terms with the idea of the future of work and are not fully convinced that our careers are going to take a very different turn or will look very different in the next 5 to 10 years. So, what convinced you ahead of the curve to think that this was the future of work?
Great question, Bhumi. I first came across the portfolio career concept in my transition about 17 years ago, when I came across the work of Charles Handy, who coined the phrase the portfolio life. And he was talking about stuff even back then which the guy was amazing. He must have had some sort of crystal ball. But there's a quote which is uppermost in my mind, Bhumi, which to this day, and I can feel it already, even before I said it, every time I say this, the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. And it's from the late great management consultant Peter Drucker, who you're no doubt aware of his work. And he coined the fantastic phrase. He said that organisations or corporations, once built to last like pyramids, are now more like tents. You can't design your life around a temporary structure. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. And what he was basically saying is that even all those years ago, and we're talking 20 odd years ago now, that people need to take control of their careers. They need to take responsibility for their careers. They can't, moving forward, they have to think differently.
Right.
And along with the work of Charles Handy, the view was that there are other ways to earn living. You don't just have to focus on the traditional 9 to 5 or whatever you want to call it, and doing one type of work. And another thing which Charles Handy said in his book The Age of Unreason, which again hugely resonated with me, he basically was challenging convention in terms of thinking, well, why should it be that the working week is 40 hours over 5 days? I mean, who says that? Why does it have to be that?
Yeah.
Why can your working week, and doing one thing, why can your working week not be made up of working in the way you want, when you want, doing the type of work you want, and a variety?